Grace here. Today I am super excited to break down this really big concept with you called culture. Culture is something that you can identify with and is normally associated with the place that you live, the country that you live in, or the city that you live in. For instance, maybe being Mexican or Japanese or American. But culture is made up of so much more than the place that you come from. And I have this really cool wheel over here to help explain a little bit more about what culture is made up of. Culture is made up of your values, what you believe in, your religion, the greater community, how the people in your town and in your community interact with each other, the knowledge and the stories, traditions, folklore, all of that sort of stuff. Language, so the language that you speak in, the different dialects that you might have. Traditions and rituals, for instance, surrounding holidays or other special days, or just general mealtime family traditions. Technology and skills. Some cultures use different tools for cooking, for cleaning, for building, different technologies and strategies to make those things happen. The arts, like sculpture, music, dance, all of those things are associated with specific cultures. And of course, you know the one that I love talking about, food. Learning about culture is really important because the more you learn about other people's cultures and their way of life, the more you sort of realize that there are more things in common with other people than you think there are. And once you start to understand that, you'll have a better understanding of yourself, of other people, and the world around you, because we are all connected to each other. And all it takes is a little bit of learning to understand how that works. So today we are going to learn about some mealtime traditions from around the world. We're going to learn some mealtime traditions in Ethiopia, Peru, Japan, and France. Then we're going to take some time to think about our mealtime traditions, or your mealtime traditions. Talk with your family, your friends, see what they do that might be similar or different to you. Then stay tuned at the very end for a little activity using a Venn diagram. Ever heard of it? Alright, so our first one is Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, people eat food with their right hand only, usually with a piece of bread called injera. Everyone eats from one really big sharing plate in the middle of the table instead of having their own plates. You should eat what's closest to you on the plate instead of reaching across the table. That meal looks really good too. I like that you have so many options. Some things I see in there, some bread, maybe some peas, some spinach, and a salad. Japan. In Japan, people prepare bento, a box-shaped container for lunch. It has fish or meat, vegetables, and rice in separate compartments. It's popular for parents to make bento boxes for their children's lunch at school and shape the foods into different cartoon characters. When eating a hot noodle soup, it's okay to make slurping sounds. That's pretty fun. Looks like in here they've got some sushi looking things, some rice, maybe some carrots or apples. Either way, some similarities that I already noticed is that I like having my food separated, just like in the bento boxes. Now on to France. In France, people like to eat a nice long meal together. Usually, meals are communal time that lasts at least 1 hour, and families and friends talk and enjoy each other's company. You should always keep your hands above the table. French people often eat cheese and fruit as a dessert. Well, I know I love cheese, but I don't know if I've ever had cheese for dessert. I know that when I do have dinners with my family, though, they last pretty long, just like in France. That's really interesting. Last one, in Peru. In Peru, there are more than 5,000 varieties of potatoes, the biggest in the world. However, the mixing of cultures and the variety of climates determine the variety of local cuisine. On the coast, people eat ceviche, a dish of marinated raw fish or seafood. In the valleys and plains, the diet is still a traditional one, based on corn and potatoes. Meat comes from indigenous animals like alpacas and guinea pigs, but also from imported livestock like sheep, cattle, and pig. I know that in San Diego, I have had a lot of ceviche, and I eat a lot of beef and pork too, just like they do in Peru. They have it imported. That was really cool learning about all those cultures. Now I think I'm going to take some time to reflect on those, and I hope that you would too. What was something unique or something that maybe surprised you about a mealtime tradition of one of these countries? Any foods that you would like to try? Do you have any questions about any of these cultures' traditions? I'm going to put all 4 cultures' mealtime traditions up so you can look at them. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like to read them all again.
Leave any of your thoughts or opinions in the comments below. I'd love to see them.
Alright, in the next video, I am going to be having my brother talk with me about what we think our family's mealtime traditions are, and I'm going to do a little more research on Ethiopian culture and Ethiopian mealtime traditions, and we are going to make a Venn diagram between my family's mealtime traditions and Ethiopian mealtime traditions. So, learn all about what a Venn diagram is and how you can make one in our next video. I'll see you there.